Hey, it's Jeff Cannata with another NLB Mini, and I just got back from seeing Mad Max Fury Road. Oh my God. Where do I start with this movie? This is a masterpiece. This is one of those films that comes along once in a decade that changes everything, that is so monumental and so different and so visionary that everything after it has to reconcile with it. Oh my God. You know, I remember being younger and sitting in the theater and seeing The Matrix for the first time and going, I've never seen this. I've never seen anything like this before. Oh my God. This is completely new. This changes everything. And it did. It had ripple effects for decades to come. That's what Mad Max Fury Road is. It feels so new, so different, so titanically visionary, it just comes from a place of completely reinventing the way action is expressed in the same way that Star Wars did, in the same way that The Matrix did. It is that good. It is that different. It is that bold. It's incredible. The way this movie is shot, every single shot in this movie is epic and perfect and brilliant looking and bright and vibrant and majestic. And the storytelling also is so lean and pure. And I mean, the whole movie's a freaking action sequence. There's like 20 minutes of this movie that is an action sequence of a 2-hour-long film. This is, I can't even. I was sitting there just gobsmacked at what I was seeing on screen. There were moments where I wasn't breathing. The mix of practical and digital is seamless. The stunts, the spectacular ideas of how these cars can be smacking into each other and people flinging everywhere and bodies flying. I mean, I love this milieu, this sort of post-apocalyptic. I can't even speak. This movie has destroyed my power of speech, everyone. This post-apocalyptic wasteland, Carmageddon style vision of the future is so interesting and really hasn't been done. And we've been seeing it in video games, Borderlands and Rage. Those games really stole from the original Mad Max in a lot of ways. And here, Mad Max comes and recaptures it. You know, it's interesting. For a long time, you know, when The Matrix came out, it's hard not to compare this to The Matrix, but when The Matrix came out, video games, comic books, entertainment, TV shows, they all lined up behind The Matrix, and that became how action was realized. So many video games were trying to create the experience of The Matrix and were influenced by The Matrix, and martial arts became the way people fought. All of that stuff, slow-mo, seeing a shot and rotating around it, all of that stuff in video games for years and years and years and years to come. And I think after that, video games sort of took their dominance over how action was portrayed. And when video games became more cinematic and the technology caught up with the ambition and video game action became how people experienced action, I think a lot of movies began to steal from video games, began to be influenced by how action is expressed in video games. And I mean, there are countless movies that I remember reviewing on the Totally Rad show, on Newest, Latest, Best, on the Slash Filmcast, and saying, oh, this action feels like I'm in a video game. And it was a compliment. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's an awesome feeling to watch a movie and feel like you're in a video game. Sometimes not so much, but sometimes it's a great thing. But for, I think, a long time, movies have been influenced by video games' portrayal of action. And here comes Mad Max to come along and reclaim that back to film. This is a movie that does not feel like a video game. It also does not feel like any movie that's ever come before it. It expresses its action beats so uniquely, so its own. That's why you have to use the word visionary when you talk about this. I mean, George Miller, He's been doing Happy Feet movies and kids stuff and Big in the City, and he hasn't done an action movie like this in decades, and here he comes and just owns it, reclaims it, and it becomes so fresh and so exciting and so new. I guarantee you, video games are now going to be trying to give you that experience. They are going to be trying to catch up again with film and how that edge of your seat ride that Mad Max Fury Road conveys in every moment that I was forgetting to breathe. I was losing the power of speech. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was gobsmacked. I'm so glad that movies can still do that. That we haven't just become homogenized to the point that we've seen it all before. It's so exciting and thrilling to be in a theater and to have that feeling like I imagine people had the first time they saw Star Wars, or the first time they saw 2001: A Space Odyssey, or what I had the first time I saw The Matrix. Or Blade Runner. Blade Runner is another one of those of like, this vision on the screen is, I've never seen this. To know that that's still possible, I love comic book movies. I love, there's a lot of great action movies that have come out in the last few years that I've raved about and I've loved. But not since Avatar. And a lot of people dog on Avatar, but Avatar is a visionary film and incredible, and it showed us something we've never seen before, technologically, and in so many other ways. Even if you're going to dog on the story, which I don't, I think that's the last movie that was a new experience in the theater, and it changed everything. It introduced an era of 3D, for good or ill. It forced everyone to reckon with it. I think that's what Mad Max Fury Road is going to be. If enough people see this movie, it's going to force the industry and other industries to reckon with it. Even if it doesn't do that, the people that do see it are going to be so inspired. It's going to inspire all kinds of filmmakers who want to create an experience like that, because it is a titanic experience. It is an earth-shattering experience to go, oh my God, you can create that on the screen. And I'm not even talking about the performances, which are great, the nitty-gritty. This is a movie that has me talking on another level, because that's where it operates. It is showing you vision. It is showing you, it is universe building, creating a world that is wholly its own, wholly unique. Even if we've seen Borderlands and Rage and the old Mad Max movies and countless other post-apocalyptic Carmageddon-style genre films, this is reinventing that wheel, and I use wheel very particularly. It is a staggering achievement and a movie every action fan should love. I can't wait to go see it again. I will own this movie on Blu-ray. This is a pantheon film. This is a pantheon film that belongs in that pantheon with Star Wars and 2001 and Blade Runner and The Matrix and Avatar. Those once-in-a-decade experiences. Mad Max Fury Road is that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing NLB minis, newest, latest, best minis throughout the summer blockbuster period. And I hope you subscribe and hang out and listen to me rant a little more.